All right. Live once again, and it has been a while. I do apologize for not posting a video last week, um, but yeah, I'm gonna try to this week. Each day I'm at the office, try to do a video, um, just to kind of make up for that a little bit. Um, but anyway, we've talked a little bit about the Enneagram, and we've covered sevens, nines, sixes, and fives. I think that's the order that we went in as well. And so today I want to talk about the Enneagram 8. And I have done quite a bit of study on eights. Um, it's interesting because if you look at the Enneagram and how it's all lined up, um, 8 is right next to 9, which is uh, my Enneagram number. And it's also right next to Logan's Enneagram number, too. So right in the middle. But eights are very different than uh, both Logan and I. Um, we've talked a little bit about wings, not a whole lot, but um, there is a wing that you particularly move towards on either side of your number. So the wings for number 9 are either 8 and 1, and I am a 9 wing 1. So I'm further away from this number than I am to number 1. Now, I do want to say a lot about this particular number, and I think that I might be a good person to talk about this, um, just because I feel like eights can be a challenge for nines. Um, they respond in ways that are very different, almost opposite of what a 9 would do is what an 8 would do. It seems like, as far as like conflict goes and challenging others and things of that nature. So the nickname for a type 8 is the challenger, um, which is very different from the peacekeeper. The peacekeeper wants to avoid conflict. The type 8 is completely comfortable and in tune with conflict and challenging. So they are um, bold. They are. It doesn't seem like they're very sensitive people. They have a lot of power, and that's another word with eights. They're powerful people, um, and powerful in the way that they conduct themselves. Um, they seem very self assured and very confident. They're willing to die on every hill. They they say choose your battles, and the number 8 is fine with taking and overcoming and conquering every battle, uh, because they are able to do that. They have this challenging aspect of them, and so this makes great leaders in the sense that they're able to tackle, and they are uh, not apprehensive about meeting the challenges that come their way. Um, so, but there are some things that they need to work on. There are some, you know, we might say these are things that are strengths that they have. They are assertive. They don't lack confidence. They're strong-willed, comfortable in leadership positions. They're passionate about life. They're all. Uh, I don't know. There's a strength. There's a great strength about them. Um, but some of the things that they have to learn is self-restraint. They have to learn that they too have to yield to others. Um, you know, Christian love is not about self; it is about uh, what benefits others. And so, the most healthy eights use their strength and their self confidence, um, and their power to be great protectors. They are great protectors. They watch out for other people, and they use their strength to um, make sure that people are being taken care of and that they are protected. Um, they also have to learn that the idea of self-reliance is, it's very it's very appealing to the eight that wants to take care of themselves. Um, but they should rely on other people too. It's not all on them. And so that sort of moves into one of the great fears, I guess, or the one of the great needs, uh, the great needs of eights, and it's they uh, want to protect themselves from being emotionally hurt. Um, they really are what you would describe to a person that is, a tough person on the outside. They're tough on the outside, but they're tender on the inside. They might even be able to take physical pain. They may be able to bear with that like it's nothing, and their pain tolerance is incredible. But inwardly they are very um, not I guess tender, but they're very vulnerable on the inside. And so perhaps one of the reasons why they act so strong on the outside is because they want to protect that inner self. Um, there's a balance that needs to take place with their assertiveness and their openness. They've got to learn to work well with others and not just lead them. Um, it's good to have people, if you're an eight, uh, to have people that challenge you. It's not good to just surround yourself with people who are, yes men and just do whatever you want and not challenge you at all. Um, and so eights need people around them to help them to grow. Um, I do want to mention a few. You might be thinking about people in your own life. Um, One of the elders we have here in Moultrie, I believe, is an eight. Um, and I think my dad might be an eight. Yeah, I think that he is an eight. Um, but there are some people in your life that you might be thinking of that, well, they're a strong eight. But I do want to mention a few from uh, the great people of history, and you may weigh their greatness in different ways, and you may. I'm not really going to go into it, but the first person that I thought, oh, they're definitely an eight, is Donald Trump. Donald Trump, he doesn't care what anybody thinks. He's going to say what he wants to say. He's very strong-willed, self-assured, self-reliant. Um, all of the characteristics of an eight. But you also have people like Winston Churchill. He was an eight, and Martin Luther King Jr. Was an eight. Again, he tamed his tongue perhaps a little more than Donald Trump has, but he was still very strong-willed, self-assured, confident, bold. Didn't care what people were saying at the time. Instead, because of his strength and because of his leadership, he was able to really become the face of the civil rights movement. And a large part of that is that eightness about him, that strength and self assuredness, and I'm going to lead, and nothing's going to get in my way. Um, and so there is one particular individual in the Bible that almost everyone goes to when talking about an eight, and that is Samson. Not just because he was physically strong. You can be physically strong and be any number on the Enneagram. Um, but the thing that made Samson an eight was um, how, again, self assured he was. He did things his way. He was bold. Um, his parents didn't want him to have, a foreign woman, and but that's what he wanted, and so he went after it, and that's what he got. And that's kind of what eights are like. They, um, they'll meet a challenge, and they will face that challenge, and they have a very um, they believe that they're right, uh, and so that's something that eights have to manage. Samson did a lot of things that were not good, and they um, ultimately costed him his eyes and his life. The poor decisions that he made, and so eights have to learn to. Um, they're I'm not going to say they're not thinkers, but they don't spend a whole lot of time waiting around and procrastinating on making big decisions. They make a decision and they commit to it and they go. Uh, some things that might help eights is for them to uh, have more weighted decisions and think about how they're going to respond a little bit more. Um, I think so far we've talked about some good relationship or some good numbers that might help eights if they uh, are able to meet their challenges and face their assertiveness and be helpful to them. Um, Sixes do have that weighted measure. They think about things sometimes to the point of overthinking. And so eights and sixes, they're pretty different about how they respond to different things. Uh, and as well as nines, and we've got several other numbers to talk about too. But I don't want us to get the picture with Samson that eights are you know not level-headed people, because they certainly can be level-headed people. Uh, they can make decisions that are considered with great gravity. They uh, are able to do a lot of wonderful and great things with their leadership and their strength and their assuredness, especially when caring for others. Um, and so I think that's the thing about each one of these Enneagram types, is that there's good things and there's bad things about each type. And if we give into um, the unhealthy things with our personalities and the unhealthy things which motivate us, um, we end up in a place where we shouldn't be. And we end up making decisions that we shouldn't make. Um, but by learning about what makes us tick, uh, hopefully we can consider what we can do to make better decisions and live a life that is according to God and His will. The wonderful thing about the Bible is that it doesn't matter what personality type you are, about what motivates you, or anything of that nature. Um, God teaches us what it means to be like Him. Um, he teaches us Jesus, and He is who we all must strive to be like. He uh, was strong and meek. Um, he was self assured but humble. Uh, and um, every positive thing that you can think of, every positive characteristic you can think of. Jesus also expressed the positive aspect that is so unlike, almost opposite of what we might consider. So the boldness and the humility and the different things of that nature. So I hope that you've enjoyed this video today. Again, I'm going to try my best to do one each day while I'm at work this week to make up for the last week um, not doing videos. So thanks for watching. I hope you like my little nook here. It's a little bit different than what I've done in the past. I like the way that Logan angled his, so I've done that too. But anyway, um, thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your week.